Good afternoon, Miami. How's everybody doing? I want you to turn to the person to the left and to the right of you, give them a high five, and say, thank you for being here. I also want to thank Elijah and the incredible Smiles at Sea team for putting on an incredible event. It's the Smiles at Sea for April 2021. It's the Dental Tank and Dentistry Got Talent. So it's absolutely my honor to be here as a practicing dentist to share with you how to keep a patient for 24 years. You know, several years ago, I remember driving into my office. It was cold, dark. It was about 6:30 a.m. And I'm pulling into the parking lot, and there was a line of patients waiting. It was one of our free dentistry day annually. And when they sat the first patient in the chair, he looked at me with fear, and he said, Dr. Letran, I drove an hour to be here. I got here at 5 o'clock. I wanted to be your first patient. And when I took the x-ray and looked in his mouth, I knew I was in trouble. Because he got that broken down number 14 that had been endo-treated, so it's going to be very brittle. And I haven't been doing a lot of extractions because I have an in-house specialist. So I'm there pulling on the tooth, and it broke. And pulling on the tooth, and it broke. And I finally pull out my handpiece and go, and I took out all the bone and get the roots out. And I apologized to the patient. I said, I'm sorry. It took a long time. And he looked at me and he said, Dr. Letran, thank you for taking care of me. So 6 months later, the patient came back in. Now he's working. He has an HMO, which didn't cover a whole lot. And he invested $15,000 in his treatment plan because he got financing, and he came back because we cared. Now, I'm sure you have patients like that in your office, patients that you don't keep track of when they came in, how long they stay, and how much they invested in their oral health with your office. And let me share with you a couple of nuggets on how to keep a patient for 24 years. Obviously, you have to be a caring office. We make sure the patient know when they enter the office that they know that they're in a fun, family-loving office. When you come into the front door, we have several funny signs. One of them has a picture of a penny, and it says, in God we trust. All others pay cash. As soon as they walk through the door to go back to the operatory, they're going to see a whole wall of plaques. There's plaques of, community service. There's plaques of the choir and the little leagues that we support. They're handwritten testimonials of patients over the years. They're up there. And I make it a point when I go into an operatory that I'm going to make the patient laugh. It doesn't matter if it's the cranky old lady in the first room or the seriously looking businessman with suit and tie sitting there waiting for me anxiously because I was a couple minutes late, or the little kid who's nervous, crying because it's his first time in the dental chair. And we make sure that the whole team talk to the patients, engage the patients, and we do patient appreciation events. We celebrate them. We celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. We do patient appreciation events by taking the patients out to dinner, certain ones of them, and we went to the bowling alley, we went to the arcade. My favorite one is movie night. We rent out whole movie theaters. We invite patients to come in. Everybody got a popcorn, a drink, and they get to watch a blockbuster. And I think the best comment I had, one of the best comments, is a family of 4 coming up to see me at the door, and they say, Dr. Letran, thank you so much for inviting us to the movie. And it's so nice to meet you for the first time. And that is because the patients come into the office not to see me. They come into the office to see the team. And I'm so honored that the team actually deliver value with our associates and our specialists. And I'm honored because the patient recognize that we are different, that we are part of the community, that we give back to the community, and we genuinely care. So what about the patient who come in and they don't spend a lot of money? What do we do with those patients? I have a patient a long time ago. Her name, we just call her Miss Catherine. She has beautiful red hair, She always come in fully made up, beautifully dressed. And she comes in for appointment, say hi to everybody. She only needs a prophy. And then she goes home. And 6 months later, she come back and she only needs a prophy. And she goes home. And one time we got so curious, we go, Miss Catherine, where do you go after the dental appointment? And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, you're all dressed up. Are you going on a date? Are you going to Rotary? Or are you going to church, even though she usually come in on a weekday? And she said, no, I dressed up to come see you. And that just fulfilled our heart because our patients value us so much. They dress up to come in and see us. So a couple months passed by, just to date myself, right? This is when the point and shoot camera first came out. I was excited. I just got the camera, I got a portable printer, and I'm ready to test it. And here comes Miss Catherine. So I told her, Miss Catherine, I'm going to take a picture of you today. I got this new camera. I'm going to print out the picture, and I'm going to give it to you. So I asked her to sit in the waiting room over here on this side. And she sat down, and as I'm getting ready to take the picture, she go, wait. And I said, what? She go, wait. She moved over to this side. She sat below an Invisalign poster. This is an old poster where you see the lady sitting like this, you know, gazing out, and there's a picture of the aligners below. So she sat right under that poster and did the exact same pose. And she said, okay, take the picture. And I took the picture, and I developed it, and I gave it to her. I put it in an envelope, and I gave it to her. And a little while passed by, and I got a phone call. It was her son on the phone. And he said, Dr. Letran, I'm calling to let you know my mom passed away. And I said, I'm so sorry for your loss. And he said, but I also want to let you know that as we go through her things, we found this little notebook. It's a little long black notebook. On the outside, it say, Catherine's favorite things. And on the list of Catherine's favorite thing is Dr. Emily. So I want you to know that it's a privilege to treat the patient. It's a privilege to have a patient for life. It's a privilege to understand that it's a relationship that you build over time. And yes, I understand metrics. I look at the lifetime value of a patient. But more than that, I look at the relationship with the patient. So I challenge you when you go home to look at all your patients, to be intentional, to make them laugh, to make them feel comfortable, to let them know that you really appreciate them. Because that's how you're going to have a patient for 5 years, 10 years, or 24 years. That's how many years I've had my first practice. I hope you pick up some nuggets from what I share with you today. I wish all of you the best success, and may the floss be with you. Thank you.